Yo, what is up guys, Delboy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you're new here, smash that like, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. So, Ryan Garcia, on the surface at least, has appeared to have gone insane. Ryan Garcia obviously is supposed to fight Devin Haney on the 20th of April. However, in recent days he has caused a stir on social media by, well, coming out with all sorts of rhetoric, insinuating basically Alex Jones talking points, I would say. Now, if you followed this channel for any length of time, you would kind of know my worldviews, or not even necessarily know my worldviews, but you understand how I perceive the world. I'm a very skeptical person. So, for example, just recently, of course, COVID, I never really brought it. To me, it seemed like a big Trojan horse. It almost seemed like a test to a certain degree. I certainly think it was a test, which many people failed. Certainly a test of spirituality, in my opinion. But regardless, that is long in the past now. We are on to the next thing. So naturally, when we're on to the next thing, people are going to update their social media bios, maybe put a flag in there, or whatever. We know how society works at this point in time. But the Ryan Garcia situation is interesting. I always trust my gut, my intuition, when it comes to anything in life, because it very rarely goes wrong. Ryan Garcia has come out with a whole host of claims. Basically, he's kind of reiterating Alex Jones' talking points, is the best way I could describe it. He was saying he was, taken to Bohemian Grove, tied down, and forced to watch horrible shit, basically. You guys can read in between the lines there what I mean. And he's been posting a whole host of other cryptic tweets, basically going off on the deep end. And many people are speculating what this is about. Some people are saying this is a mental health break, like a mental breakdown, like a manic episode. And I certainly think that's possible. Ryan Garcia, of course, has previous for such behaviour. So that could be the case here. I certainly believe what he's saying is utterly fake. That's what my intuition is telling me, that it's utterly fake. But it's interesting. To me, this appears to be a Psyop. Or at least this situation is being used as a Psyop. Immediately when Ryan Garcia came out saying what he said, these right-wing grifters, who are the exact same, by the way, as these woke-tards, retweeting Ryan Garcia, basically taking Ryan Garcia's word as gospel, right? We know these elites get up to crazy shit. We know that, right? We get it. We know Jeffrey Epstein, etc. Bloody, bloody, blah. We know. But a situation like this is very beneficial, in my opinion, for certain agencies, for certain governments, for certain powers that be, to use as a tool to essentially delegitimize and undermine people who ask genuine questions about certain aspects of the Jeffrey Epstein ring, for example, and other similar situations. When you get a guy like Ryan Garcia going off on the deep end, talking absolute nonsense, barely speaking coherently, in one tweet, the guy was talking in tongues, like he'd done a voice recording, talking in tongues. And people, you see these right-wing kind of influencers taking Ryan Garcia's word as gospel and really pouring gasoline on the fire. All that really does is totally delegitimize people who ask questions. Because ultimately these evil acts in which these politicians, these governments perpetrate, can't transpire unless people believe the lie. If the lie isn't believed in the first place, these evil acts cannot transpire. Well, or at least the powers that be will have a much harder time in pursuing the objectives that they're going for. So, for example, the Iraq War. If we had a media who were actually doing their job and asked the pertinent questions, the Iraq War would have been a lot more controversial than it was at the time, and it was controversial back then. But again, the lie has to be perpetrated for evil acts to transpire. Lies usually precede an evil act taking place, or a government, or the elites carrying out such an evil act, usually the seed of a lie is planted first to allow these acts to happen. So we stand by and say nothing and do nothing. So again, undermining the legitimacy of people who ask questions is a strategy in which these people have been using for years. I mean, who coined the term conspiracy theorist? Back when COVID was happening, when I was asking certain questions or talking to people about what was going on, sharing my opinions, oh, you must listen to Alex Jones. No, Alex Jones is what I'm describing. He is that Psyop. He's implemented and platformed to delegitimize people from asking questions. And that's what this Ryan Garcia situation, in my opinion, is going to be used for. If you question elites, trafficking networks, etc., then they're going to band you in with this idiot. They're going to band you together. They're going to put you in that same basket. They're going to put you in a basket with a basket case. So this situation with Ryan Garcia, in my opinion, could very well be a psyop. But regardless, if it's not a psyop by design, it will certainly be used as a psyop. I'd say the most likely outcome here is Ryan Garcia is having some sort of mental issue. And again, this is just going to be used to tar all people with the same brush. I don't think there's much to see here. But again, you look at these clowns on socials, these truth tellers, taking these claims from Ryan Garcia seriously. What Ryan Garcia is talking about does have an element of truth to it, of course. Again, the Epstein ring, there's been other trafficking networks connected to elite, wealthy individuals. These things go on, but these claims that from Ryan Garcia that he's seen this, that, and the third are obviously complete nonsense. And all that does is, again, it undermines people, whistleblowers, who may actually have information on situations like this. Bohemian Grove, in and of itself, in my opinion, is another psyop. Yeah, wealthy people go there, they get together, blah-de-blah-de-blah, they do some blow, they do some degenerate shit, but for me, that's it. I don't think anything like majorly illegal goes on at Bohemian Grove. Ultimately, it's a little too out in the open. It's not exactly hard to find, Again, for me, Bohemian Grove is another psyop. That's just my opinion. Just purely designed to distract people. And that's the same as this Ryan Garcia situation. It distracts people. It makes people who ask questions look crazy. Shit like this is the oldest trick in the book, It's the oldest trick in the book. Ultimately, none of this seems organic. That's all I'm saying. Doesn't seem real. It seems a bit fake. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. What do I know? Maybe Ryan Garcia is just having a mental health crisis, right? And that's all there is to it. But, even if that is the case, an event like this will still be used to discredit others who ask questions. That's how I see it. But again, what the fuck do I know? What the fuck do I know? All I'm saying is this situation doesn't seem real. It seems there's something fishy going on here. There's something a little bit booky about this situation. Anyway, share your thoughts below. Just a random video, rambling. Not too much to talk about in boxing, so let's talk about some fucking psyops and shit. Anyway, share your thoughts below. Beanie Guy Del Boy, peace.